What's up? What's up? It's your girl Michelle with the Raindrop Combos. And
Stacy, what's going on, guys?
what's up, chick? What we talking about tonight?
Well, tonight we are going to be discussing the divorce or pending divorce of Miss Lala and Mr. Carmelo Anthony. It's been an 11-year ride for these two. They've been through several ups and downs. They've been separated. They've gotten back together to try to reconcile and keep their family together. But at this point, Ms. Lala has filed divorce. Now, I will say that the reports that we have heard from TMZ and some other news outlets say that she just filed this month. However, a little birdie told me through the grapevine that she actually filed a few months ago.
Hmm.
So, yeah, let's talk about that.
All right, let's get into it. All
So,
right.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily surprising news for a lot of us who have followed their relationship and their marriage throughout the years, but their relationship or their marriage has been strained for quite some time. So let's go back to 2004, and I'm not sure when they actually met, but it looks like they first met through a mutual friend in New York City. You know, Carmelo played for, was it the Knicks? I think it was the Knicks. But anyway,
Mhm.
and so, so they were together. They got engaged on Christmas of 2004. Um 2 years later, they welcomed their son Cayenne. I think that's how you say it, Cayenne.
Mhm.
And then they had a long engagement. They didn't get married until 2010. And then by 2012, there were already some rumors of infidelity.
Hmm.
So, yeah, this is crazy. So, apparently around 2012, some 19-year-old woman claimed to have had a 2-month relationship with Carmelo.
Mhm.
And then came, I don't know if you remember, the huge altercation that happened on the court between his fellow NBA player, Kevin Garnett.
Mhm.
And on the court, Kevin Garnett told Carmelo, which is really crazy. He told Carmelo his wife tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, so that was a huge thing. Like I remember with
Mhm.
that when that happened, and I couldn't understand. Like, well, wait a minute,
Yeah.
is that a compliment or is that a diss? Like
Nah, baby. Shots fired. Nah,
that
shots
was shots
fired.
fired to him, but I mean
Shots
for her,
fired.
that was a compliment. Honey
Right.
Nut Cheerios taste good. They sweet.
Right.
I mean, you
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I definitely understand the diss to say that to a husband about his wife because it's like, oh, for real, how you know? You know what
That
I'm
was that
saying?
was like that Tupac Biggie thing, baby.
Yeah, with Faith.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Thank
yeah.
you.
And so that comment actually led to rumors about whether or not Lala had hooked up with
Hmm.
Kevin Garnett. So yeah, so all during that time, they were actually filming Lala's full court wedding and
Hmm.
Lala's full court life. That filmed, I think, for 5 seasons, 2011 to 2013. I don't know if you watched it. I do remember watching it, and
Hmm.
of course I don't remember all the ins and outs, but yeah, like you could kind of see that he was not as into her as she was to him and
Hmm.
into him. And I don't know what the reason. I mean, I kind of blamed it on youth,
Hmm.
but they pretty much they struggled a lot. You know, they struggled. They tried work things out, and then in 2015, it looks like some rumors came out that Lala was involved with the rapper. I don't know how to say his name, so I'm gonna
Hmm.
try. If I fluck it up, I'm sorry.
Hmm.
But is it Mino or Mano?
Hmm.
Mino? But at any rate, she denied those rumors, and they moved on.
Hmm.
But then there was some rumors that came up again in 2017 that both of them, had cheated, but they later reconciled.
Hmm.
Um, but it looks like during that break, Carmelo fathered a child.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, with some professional dancer, and then the professional dancer, I guess she kept it private. But then when she felt like he was ignoring her, then she felt like she was forced to go public with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we rarely have seen a couple together since 2019,
Mm-hmm.
but reportedly they were quarantined together. So
Mm-hmm.
reportedly they quarantined together as a family. And, now we're here. Now we're in 2021 and Lala has said that's enough. I'm
Mm-hmm.
filing for divorce. Now let me also say that right after the reports came about her filing for divorce, then another young lady came forward and said that he fathered her twins
Mm-hmm.
and that he has been, somewhat helpful, however, not fully engaged in her twins' lives.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, she came public with that. So I guess she kind of forced Lala's hand, like
Right.
if she knew, I'm pretty sure she knew that was, upcoming and that was, going to be coming out. And so,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she got ahead of the story and she was like, that's enough. I'm not going to be here. You're going to, if that's what we doing, you got 3 kids on me and we married, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about it?
Well, I mean, to be quite honest, and as usual, if anyone was to catch any of our past podcasts, when it comes to the actual details of celebrity, life and all of that, I don't really know a lot about it. I know I have an opinion about what I think, in a situation like this, celebrity or not, it's not cool. It's just not cool. I don't care what is being said out here, and I think we had a conversation last night where we were talking about how, if you're gonna do it, a woman, if a man's gonna cheat, then keep your business clean. And so you can't
Yeah,
do
this
that
was
if you're not
dirty and
taking.
messy. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you can't do that if you're not taking care of the woman that you're cheating with, because somebody's going to be bitter, somebody's going to be angry, and it's going to come out. I think it's sad that it seems like it's always us, in the, whether
I mean,
celebrity or not.
I'm
I
sure
mean,
it's
I know.
not,
I
but
mean, but it seems
but
like
yeah,
they
that's what
put
we
us
know.
on
That's what we
blast.
hear.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like they make it a huge deal. And so I don't know, where's the honor, in marriage? Where's the long-term commitments? Because it seems like, honestly, I remember a lady telling me that she was like, if you can get past that 10-year mark, then you're good to go. But,
really.
and
But then why do we
yeah,
have so many people getting married in their older age, like 20
they,
years, 25 years, 30 years? We have a lot of people that's getting divorced after that long.
right. Well, that's just what she told me, because I know that it
Gotcha.
was, yeah, that's just what she said. And I know that they were at their 11-year mark. And so I just think that, obviously as celebrities, it's going to be so much, it's going to be so sensationalized.
Hmm.
But I just don't think it's a good look or a good example for, for men or women, young men, all of this going on, man. I don't know. I don't like
Listen,
it. Yeah.
let me tell you, I'm going to ride from a girl. Now,
Mhm.
as we have talked about previously, Atlanta is family.
Mhm.
Okay. And here's the thing, it really doesn't matter whether we know you're not. If we know you're from Atlanta, you're family. That's just how we roll. And so, and it's a little
Mhm.
bit closer with Lala because Lala actually went to my high school.
Okay.
Again, shout out Reedy Ann, shout
Mhm.
out Raiders forever. And if I'm not mistaken, she also attended my college for a little while.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, and she was here. Of course, we know her from her radio show.
Mhm.
Was she with Chris Love and Poon Daddy, which is now Ludacris, but I forgot who she was with. But I think she was on
Mhm.
that, that in that same station with
Mhm.
Ludacris and Poon Daddy. But she is an Atlanta staple.
Yeah.
She is literally a homegirl. So I mean, I'm a ride with her.
And I'm riding with her
Yeah, I'm a ride
too.
with her, but
I'm riding
I
with her
feel like
too. Yeah.
she stayed. She tried to stay. She
Even
tried
after
to
the
make it
first,
work.
yeah, after
Yeah,
the first
after this,
baby. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
after the first baby, right?
Right.
And she stayed after that. Now apparently there was a separation.
Mhm.
So it's not like they have been continuously in the same household.
Right.
Living the whole married life. So they have had some separation,
Mhm.
but that's another question. When you're separated from your spouse, if you do separate from your spouse, like
Mhm.
separated or division of households, that type of
Mhm.
thing, that type of separation, are you able to date? Because I thought you weren't.
Well, I am
I
currently
thought as long as you
separated.
were, yeah, but I thought as long as you were married, like you still can't date whether you're separated or not. Maybe I have it wrong. I don't know the law. I'm not a family law attorney, but go ahead.
But you know what? I don't know that there really is, there's a moral law and there's a legal law. So I don't know
Hmm.
what legally you can
I
do.
think legally you're not supposed to. I think legally that's
Mhm.
still considered adultery, actually.
Well,
And
but after a certain amount of time, see, in
I still
Georgia,
think,
I mean, well, but in Georgia, I know that after a certain amount of time, when you have not consummated your marriage,
mhm.
it's considered a legal separation, even
But
without
I thought
divorce
Georgia didn't
paperwork.
have legal separations. Like I specifically read
But
that Georgia didn't have legal separations.
but they have they have that stipulation where if you can prove that you have not been in the same home with a person for at least a year, and that they, I mean, I don't know how you prove you hadn't been with them and slept
I
with
mean,
them,
yeah, like, okay,
but
does
I
this
mean, but
person
I don't
have
want to
their
get all,
own bills?
yeah,
Right, yeah, never mind all that.
yeah, I don't want
But
to get
the
into all
bottom
that,
line is
yeah,
they have clearly
yeah.
had separate residences and have been
Mhm.
living separate lives. And as we will talk about in a little bit, we've seen some rumors in the rumor mill that
Mhm.
they both have been had some infidelity. Now,
Right.
let me tell you why I find that to be maybe a little bit true.
Mhm.
Now, again, I'm a rap from a girl.
Mhm.
However, the fact that when she filed for divorce, the reason cited was irreconcilable differences.
Mhm.
And to me, that struck me because we have evidence, we have proof, we have media, we know that he's cheated, we know that
Mhm.
he's been cheated. We don't have proof that she's cheated.
Right.
But I would think that when you're talking about a high profile, man like Carmelo Anthony that has,
Mhm.
money in the bank, that if there is a way to prove, which clearly there is, an
Mhm.
at fault divorce, why would she choose irreconcilable differences if she wasn't doing her own thing?
Right.
I'm just saying.
No, and I hear
It's
you on
just a
that, and
thought.
definitely no, and I think about, I think that that makes a lot of sense as well, because the thing is, irreconcilable differences is kind of a easy way to say, okay, hey,
It's a
I might
catch-all.
have, yeah, I might have messed up. He might, he messed
Right.
up. Okay, we're good. Because the thing is, it's not like the girl didn't have her own thing going on. She might not have had the money that he had, but I
But
mean,
shoot,
is
Lala
she doing her
good.
thing? That's what I'm
Lala is
saying.
good.
She's an entrepreneur. She's
She
a
is
hustler.
good.
She's
Power. She
all
has,
that.
some
So
other stuff in the works. She is
yeah,
good.
so I don't think she was so much worried about the money. It's not
No.
like, oh, let me, say that, oh, he violated the prenup or whatever. I think she was good. So yeah, irreconcilable could be that, hey, I don't want anything coming out about, what I've
Well,
done.
no,
Yeah.
seriously, because I had a friend,
Hmm.
and I won't even divulge the gender, but I
Hmm.
had a friend, and they their spouse actually cheated on them,
Hmm.
and they chose not to move forward with they chose to move forward with citing irreconcilable differences
Hmm.
in their divorce paperwork because they were concerned about one day the children
Hmm.
seeing that, and
Okay.
they did not want to um degrade or belittle or
Hmm.
whatever to have the kids, if they ever did find this paperwork, which you
Right.
do,
Right.
like you do, because parents pass and you have to go through all their stuff. And so at some point,
Hmm.
children find that. And so they wanted to protect their spouse, even with the fact that they were going through the divorce and the spouse had done that. They still chose to go, that route because they wanted to protect the spouse from any future
Hmm.
I guess harm, with the
Hmm.
kids. They didn't want the kids to see them in a different light. So I
Hmm.
thought that was very honorable. And that could be what she's doing. I don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, but then with this situation, everything is so spread out across the media until,
Hmm.
their son and these 3 kids that he's fathered outside of their marriage, they're going to find out anyway
Right.
because
Right.
it's so publicized.
And it's so much on social media. I mean, you can't even really, I don't care
Let
if you don't
Yeah.
have a social media profile.
So here's
You
the
can't.
thing. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you can't. It's kind of, and I'm gonna make this real quick because I don't want to. But I was actually looking up the guy that I went to my my junior prom
Uh-oh.
with, and I'm like, man, where is he? I wonder what he was up to. You don't want to find some obituary. Couldn't find him on Facebook, and I just Googled and found a Facebook post of him, married, where it was a event planner that tagged his name there. And it's funny how
Oh.
Google found him. So I'm telling you, I don't care what you do. And you say, oh, I don't do Facebook and all this. Oh, baby, you can be found.
You still
It's some
out there
stuff
on the
out there. It's
internet.
some
You still
stuff
have
out
a
there.
social media. You still have
Thank you.
an internet presence or
So those
an
kids,
electronic footprint, right?
yeah. So those kids, if it's something that it can be found, it will be found.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
now let's talk about what social media is saying, because I
Oh,
know social
girl,
media has a whole lot to say about this.
they're going
And
off,
I've
baby.
read the several comments. We all have our opinions, but what is social media saying about this?
Well,
Because we've
let's
all
just
seen we it's literally like watching a train wreck. We've seen this coming for years because of his
exactly
ridiculous, just chaotic behavior.
right.
Yes.
Well, let's run it, baby. Let's see what they're talking about.
Let's go.
All right, baby.
Wow.
Well,
Those were
yeah, it was
some
kind of
comments.
ugly. It was kind of ugly. They were
Those were
they
some
were kind of
comments.
people
I
are kind of
mean,
going in. The women are mad. Some women were like really mad, and so I mean, yeah, people
and
going
some
in.
men, like there were
Yeah,
men that
I
were
was
also
surprised.
mad.
Yes, I was actually pleasantly surprised considering the fact
Yes.
that you usually have the dudes riding for the man and the women riding for the woman, and then and then sometimes it's vice versa. So you just never know how it's going to go. But
I
this
mean,
chick is
here
actually mhm.
let me read just one from Instagram. Let me
Okay.
read, and I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's too long,
Mhm.
but I suppose that mood swings easy as a man just based on what I read so far. But let me just take a snippet out of what he said.
Mhm.
He said, any real man should have a problem with this.
Mhm.
My brothers, we should hold each other accountable as men should.
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
Like I like that. And yeah, yeah.
Listen, you got men
Yeah.
out there saying that, dude, this ain't right. You
Right.
got a good woman at home. You got a woman that is beautiful, number
Mhm.
one.
Right.
She makes her own coins.
Mhm.
Number two, she is taking care of your child. Number
Right.
three, you know what I mean? And she's being a wife to you.
Mhm.
She like the thing with Mino, I've never heard it. So like you
Right.
got to be so into their business to hear that. I've never heard that, but I've
Mhm.
never heard of her, cheating
Mhm.
prior to all of this. Like I've never heard of her cheating. I've heard of her being a faithful wife.
Right. Right.
And he's out there making her, look crazy.
Girl. And I'm telling you, I think that's the worst thing you can do to a black woman. And me being a black woman, I'm telling you, it's like we were saying, okay, if you're gonna do it, I shouldn't know about it. That's the only way you're gonna find me nutting up and acting crazy is because you were sloppy with whatever you're doing out there.
Sloppy.
So,
Bringing kids home is sloppy. And
man,
here's
come
the thing.
on.
We talked about, because
Mhm.
I was thinking about it today, and I'm like, we talked about Rashida and Kirk, and we talked
Mhm.
about the fact that he had, the break baby. One thing I want to say though is, while I did say, or I have said that you should not take him back.
Mhm.
Let me say that I admired the grace in with which she has handled the situation.
Mhm.
Like she has been so graceful,
Mm,
and she has seemed to seemingly have found that love again for him, that spark again for him. And I'm
mm-hmm,
like, girl, I need you to write a book. Like, girl, like if anybody knows what she to tell her, we want her to come on the show because I want
mm-hmm.
to know for real how she got through that.
Right.
Because this, but that's only one.
Mm-hmm.
Here we talking about three.
Right.
Here we're talking about three. And what I've also seen is a lot of comments from women saying, well, she stayed 10 years and the men don't quite understand why. Cause they're like, well, what does that mean? She was, she was silly for 3 years, for 10
Mm-hmm.
years. Okay. What I need you men to understand that don't understand, let me give y'all a little hint. So if the woman has been with you, let's say you got a job like he does, like
Mm-hmm.
NBA, money coming in, once you stay with a person, and it goes both ways. So let me say that it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Once you stay with a person for 10 years, if they're working somewhere where, with the pension, you
Mm-hmm.
you are entitled to have that pension.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. So when you see women on, because I have seen it, I've seen it
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram with women like, I mean, with men like, that doesn't matter, da, 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 and women are like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
She
Mm-hmm.
ain't crazy. She stayed
Right.
with him right after 10 years so she can get half of that pension. She ain't no fool. I'm not
Right.
saying that that's why she stayed,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just saying.
And let's not forget, and let's not even ignore the fact that this kind of stuff has been going on for years. I mean, I know that there are rumors, and if I got any family listening, hey, it is what it is.
It
There
is
were
what it
rumors,
is.
even, with my grandfather and grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
and they were married all the way up until the day he died. So you're
Mm-hmm.
talking about a 60, 50, 60-year marriage
Mm-hmm.
where there were rumors of outside kids. But guess where he was every night? You
At
know what I mean?
home.
At the end of the day, and
Well,
he's passed away, and guess who has the home and the property that he built
mm-hmm.
across the street, and those things, and his insurance and all of that. So
Mm-hmm.
this is not something that really is new to our community. You know what I
No.
mean?
I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, I can take it personal.
Right.
And I think that like I'm getting real crazy right now. But I mean, not for real. But I think that there's some kind of retrograde going on that says something about me talking too much. But oh well, it is what it is. During this period between here and I think October 18th, from retrograde, whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Well, that's perfect for
but
the podcast then.
I mean, I'm just saying, it may be, who knows? But no, but my grandfather had an outside child. But it wasn't like he's not like my uncle is not to me and to like us, to the
Mhm.
family. He's not an outside child. Like
Right.
my grandmother took him in just like her other children. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we don't look at him as any different. I mean, he's passed now. God bless my
Mhm.
uncle. I love him so much. But I mean, none of the kids in the primary marriage
Mhm.
took him to be an outside child. Like they didn't look at him like that. They looked at him as a brother, and that
Mhm.
was just it. And so, yeah, I mean, because the young woman in this situation with the twins, she
Mhm.
does say that she in the article I read, she said that she hopes that one day she can talk to Lala, they can work it out, because at the end of the day the kids are
Mhm.
brothers and sisters.
Right.
So is it fair because of the adult version or the adult vantage point or perspective, however you want to look at it, attitudes,
Mhm.
feelings, whatever, is it fair to keep the kids away from each other as brothers and sisters because of the way that the situation went down?
Well, see, the thing that I saw on social media and just kind of what's going on out there, there are two different sides of the two sides of the story. Where there are some
Yeah.
saying that Lala did not want to, have her, her son interact with those kids, even though she knew about them.
Mm.
And then there's the other side that says he didn't. He just paid, and wanted to keep them separated. And I mean, there was one man. I think
I
we need to
mean,
flash that back on the screen where it said that he was
yeah.
trying to get them like a European. What was it? Like
Yeah.
a UK citizenship or something. So
And let's
that
not forget that
yeah.
the twins, I mean,
Mhm.
because I think that that's a huge part. The
Mhm.
twins that he allegedly has, we have to
Right.
say allegedly,
Right.
are by Lee Daniels' niece.
Right.
Like, this
Right.
just
I
gets
mean, yeah.
crazier and crazier. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and yes, because they said Kim Kardashian,
Mhm.
who of course we know is a part of that, Kim, Lala, Vanessa
Mhm.
Bryant, and Sierra, they're part
Mhm.
of that little crew, and so they said that Kim actually, I think it was Kim, that actually hired a PI
Mhm.
to find out where Lee Daniels' niece
Mhm.
was, and that Carmelo had hidden her
Mhm.
in, where was it? Something for the
Mhm.
kids, like to have British citizenship or something like that. So
Mhm.
across seas somewhere. And she hired a PI, and the PI actually found her. So,
Mhm.
like, this whole story is so convoluted and so crazy. And I think that what Lala tried to do was get in front of it and say, you know
Mhm.
what? That's it.
Yeah.
I stay here for baby number one, break baby number one, whatever you want to call it. I'm not staying here for break baby number two, for two break baby. Like,
Mhm.
no, that's three. At this point, it's time to walk on. It's time
Mhm.
for me to go. Her career is booming. She did
Mhm.
Power. She was Lakeisha Grant. Loved it. Loved her
Mhm.
on Power. Now, I did see an article that Carmelo actually had a problem. Like, part of
Mhm.
their recent problem started with him because he was mad about her doing the half nude scene or whatever, she
Mhm.
did on Power.
Mhm.
I mean, what do you think about that? Like, she's an
I mean,
actress. She's an
right.
actress. And
Yeah, and
so,
yeah, yeah, because I mean, and the thing is, let's kind of bring it back to where we live, which is, what does this mean for marriage, relationships? I mean, you know what I mean? Because the thing is, Kevin Samuels says that if you have a
oh
high value
gosh.
man, then I know, because I'm getting tired of referencing
I
to
know,
him
I know,
too.
I know, I
But I'm
know.
seeing, but I'm seeing so many people, like, so many men with his talking points, that it's
Yeah.
almost getting ridiculous. So I'm like, wait,
Hmm.
now that's why the title of this video is, Did Carmelo Anthony just lose his
Lose
high
his high
value
value
woman?
woman.
Yeah, because the
Yes.
thing is, let them tell it. Let these men that are spewing Kevin Samuel's talking points, they're saying that, the man is the prize. The man is the
Right,
high
right,
value prize.
right.
And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. So what does that mean for just the
No.
regular woman like you or I that was caught up in this same situation? What does that mean? Would you leave, Stacey? Would you divorce? What
Okay,
would you do?
so yes, so number one, I do see myself as a high value woman.
Mhm.
That's number
Right.
one.
Right.
Okay, so and I don't know if in this case, if Carmelo Anthony, if he um meets the standards of being a high value
I don't
man.
think so either. Okay,
No, I think he's
I'm
a
glad
high
you said
earning
it.
man.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
glad you
like,
said
but
it.
high
He's
value,
not high
no.
value. He's not high value.
Yeah.
High
Yeah,
earning,
just because of the way
yes.
he's run his family
Thank you.
publicly. Yeah.
Right, right.
Um,
I think she's
but
high value because she hung in there, even
she
through,
yeah,
she gave it a chance. She tried, even with separations and everything.
yeah,
She tried. So I think that makes her high value because, like you said,
absolutely.
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, but
yeah,
her ambition, her drive, her motivation.
right.
Now, there have been some people that say that she kind of got him at an early age. I saw an Instagram post that
Hmm.
said, "Oh, she kind of swindled him in a way. Got him at an early age. She didn't really know what was going on, trapped him, whatever, whatever. He wasn't interested from the beginning."
Hmm.
Yeah, but then that's kind of hard to say because you went through a whole marriage.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, a whole
You
wedding.
still,
You went through a
right.
whole
You
wedding
still
and a
did it.
whole, yeah,
Exactly. You still married her
yeah. And
regardless.
it wasn't
So,
like you married her. It wasn't like you got married in 6 months. Like, we see that it was a long engagement. So you
right.
had time to really think about what you wanted to do.
And money to do other things if that was what
Bingo.
you so
Bingo.
choose.
Why would you
So,
get married if you want to cheat? That's the part I don't
right.
understand.
Right.
And that's the part that I don't understand about us
Mhm.
I was about to say these women, but about us,
Right.
women, Black women. Like,
Mhm.
why? Okay, so you know what lifestyle comes with chasing these athletes and,
I
you
mean, for
know,
real.
and
Right.
entertainment. Like, you know, rappers, you
Right.
know what lifestyle comes with that.
Mhm.
And so, as there has to be, like, there's a fork in the road
Mhm.
that says, do I want to live life A or do
Right.
I want to live life B? You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I think that for those who want the instant gratification, then they choose a certain path. And
Right.
unfortunately, a lot of times it leads to this
Right. Yeah,
because those
definitely.
we know these men aren't faithful.
And they're not. I mean, even just like when I was growing up and in my early teens or my mid 20s, and the type of dudes I would meet, the drug dealers, and you already knew what was up. Okay,
You
yeah,
know
they
what
had
time it
money.
is.
Yeah, they had
Right.
the nice cars, but you also knew that you were not going to be the only one. Not to mention the
No.
possible danger that comes with dating someone
Oh
so in
my
that
God.
lifestyle. So no, you have choices as well. So there has to be a responsibility taken on all sides. Everybody has to take accountability for the choices they made, and if this is the outcome, then honestly, you can't be too surprised. I mean, come on, this guy's not
No.
even playing anymore.
No,
So
because
they
you
say that a
choose.
lot of yeah, and they say a lot of athletes once they are retired, then what are they doing? You know what I mean? What are they doing with their life? Because the
Yeah.
thing, I mean, you didn't hear a lot about him, involved in a lot of like, charities or, movies or anything like that. I hadn't really
Right.
heard anything about what Carmelo Anthony was actually doing after his career ended. So
He
she
doesn't
was
play
she was
anymore. That's
popping.
how out of the loop I am. I
Well, no,
thought
he
the
does
man
not
still
play anymore.
played.
Not right. No, he does not play
Okay.
anymore. So she's the one that really started kind of, popping. So
Glowing
does
up.
that,
Like
yeah.
her
So
glow up. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
does that leave
She
more time
straight
for
glowed
him
up.
to right? So does that leave more time for him to kind of, get out there and mix and mingle and all that? I mean, his name was still out there, but he was not playing. He had a lot of time on his hand and
Well, I
possibly a
mean,
lot of
not really,
money.
because at the end of the day, she's working.
Hmm.
They have a son. Why
Okay.
wasn't his time spent with his son?
All right. Well, you don't think there was a nanny? And I mean,
I mean, but why? If you're retired
that's what a
and
high value man would do. But we already determined that this was not really. He was a high earning man. He was not
right,
a high value man.
but
Otherwise,
one
this
of
wouldn't
the
have happened.
One
This
of the
wouldn't have happened.
tweets that I saw, or one of the
Mm-hmm.
Instagram posts that I saw was like, how do you have a woman, as you say, a high value woman?
Mm-hmm.
How do you have a high value woman at home and you go and you cheat or you level down
Mm-hmm.
with hood rats? And you know, I don't want to. Should I define hood rats? Nah, I don't feel
Well,
like it. Y'all know what a hood rat
are you
is.
saying this chick Lee Daniels
I
niece
no,
was a
I'm
hood
not
rat?
saying no, no,
Oh,
no.
okay,
I know,
okay.
but if you know someone is married,
Mm-hmm.
whether
Mm.
or not they're, you know, because I did see where she said, you know, he wasn't at home, like he would
Mm-hmm.
FaceTime her in their, you know, at home in their bed, and he wouldn't spend holidays with his
Mm-hmm.
family. So I get that,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, this is a public, this is a well, like well-known couple, so
Mm-hmm.
we know that they're married. Like there is no way we don't know that they're married.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you allow yourself
Mm-hmm.
to, like, okay, you're cheating with this man. Yeah, I don't agree with that, but that's what you're doing. But to allow
Mm-hmm.
yourself to get pregnant by this man,
You're right.
that mean y'all raw dogging. I don't
Mm-hmm.
mean to say that out. Like, did I say that? You know what I mean?
You didn't say
So no,
raw
I don't
dogging.
think that any married man should be out there raw dogging with
Right.
anybody because you married.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, like you know what can happen. We know
Yeah.
the biology of it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, nah, like I can't see where I would think that a man that is willing to do that and have a whole family at home
Mm-hmm.
and he's willing to do that. Like, nah, I can't see you as like being high value.
And not at all, not at all. And the thing that's so
Mm-mm.
crazy is that, see, with a woman, see, if a woman goes and cheats and gets pregnant, it's like the way she's looked at, if she's married and she has an outside kid, it's a whole different level when a woman does that and the way she's viewed. But it's like,
Well, I
oh,
mean, the messed up part about it though is if a woman goes out and she's married,
mm-hmm,
even in separation, she's
mm-hmm.
married and she goes out and gets pregnant. Guess who name automatically goes on that birth certificate? Her
Yeah,
husband.
exactly. But still though,
So I
but
don't
the
know
way
if that's
she's
fair.
looked
I
at,
don't think
no,
that's fair,
I don't think it's
but
really fair either, but hey,
yeah,
it
no,
is what
that's
it
not
is.
fair.
It is
Yeah,
what it is though.
it is.
But
It's not
it
fair
is,
though.
but I mean, no, they but they'll drag that woman, her name through the
For
mud,
filth,
to go out and have
for
an outside
filth.
kid. Right. And so
But they
I
will
don't know.
also drag the man for staying. Like if let's say that the man was like,
Right,
I'm gonna
right,
stay. Like, well, what's the TikTok thing? I'm gonna sit beside him.
right,
Like I'm gonna
right.
say, yeah, that's mine. I'm gonna sit beside him.
Hmm.
They would actually like they would drag the man too for filth for staying.
Yeah. But
Like
would they
so you
drag?
gonna
But they
they
don't. And
would
then what? So they drag the man for staying, and they praise the woman for staying. They praise the woman for staying, and drag the man for staying if his wife
yes,
cheated. Okay, so
yes.
it's double standards all
That
the way across the
yes.
board. Okay,
Double
gotcha.
standards all the way. Yeah. I mean, but again, like this baby, and I'm calling her a baby as she's younger than
Hmm.
me, so I'm calling her baby. But this
Hmm.
baby, this young woman, she stayed. Like she stayed through the first baby.
Hmm.
But to ask somebody, to think that somebody, to assume that somebody would stay after you went out and had a second,
You pushing it, man.
you are
You
like,
pushing it.
you don't care.
Yeah.
You don't care.
Right.
Clearly.
I don't care,
So,
separated or not separated, and that's just my
right.
feelings on it. Separated. I mean, she stayed through one baby, and if she said, "Hey, I need some time apart," whatever, we're still having some issues. I haven't quite gotten over this, and then maybe you take another separation, but then you go and have a whole nother two babies. What I mean, come on, man, come on. Where was the
Yeah.
counseling? Where was the trying to work it out? Where was the showing some kind of restraint? To say that, okay, you know what? I really want my wife. I want my life. I want my
He
family.
didn't.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying.
obviously,
It's pretty
you know what I'm
obvious.
saying? Like,
Yeah,
obviously, he didn't. And
exactly.
so he was okay with doing that to
Right,
her, their
right.
son, their family, like whatever.
Yeah,
He was willing to do
yeah.
that for, I'm gonna be honest, like for thoughts. Well,
Right.
I don't know if the new girl is a thought. Like, I don't know. But I mean, the first time.
Yeah, but I mean that's how she's presenting herself.
Well,
And so I mean, but the thing is
that's
the way what she
that's how it's coming across, right?
yeah, and the thing is, my whole thing, what I don't like about this side chick or Lee Daniels' niece or whatever, is that she's, on social media posting that he was like FaceTiming her while he was in the bed with his wife. I mean, I just
Yeah.
think
Well,
that,
not while he was in bed with his wife, but from their
what did he,
bed, from their
okay, but still
boudoir.
though, still,
Yeah,
that's
no,
not
it's
anybody's
still
business.
foul. It's
And the
still
thing is,
foul.
if you want some kind of relationship, if you said something about her saying, "Oh, well, I hope that one day me and Lala," how can you when you're out there doing that kind of stuff? That's just ratchet and disgusting. And whatever you guys, the three of y'all have to work out to make sure that the kids are now knowing who their brothers and sisters are. That's not how you do it by going on social media, posting stuff like that. Period.
No, no,
Period.
but then, do you okay, so do you think that because I've heard situations like that in real life, do you think that it's up to the women to make sure that the kids get together, or do you think that that's up to the man?
Well, you know what? I think it's easier I think women can do that because I think as Black women, we understand really kind of what she has to understand what she was into. Like you said, Lala knew what she was getting into.
Hmm.
You're an athlete and all that. So she knew what kind of temptations was out there.
And he
Not
was
to mention,
22 when they got
right.
married, I
Okay.
believe.
And
Like he
then
was young.
the side chick, she knew, okay, oh, this Carmelo Anthony. Okay, so y'all both know what you're getting into. And so if you're mature women, then you can look beyond him and say, hey, you know what? That, your kids are my kids, brother and sister. My kids is, your brother, whatever the case may be. I think a real woman can go around the man's immaturity if he can't do it. Now, he should be the one. Now, a man should step up and say, hey, I made a mistake, but at the end of the day, I want all of my family to be together. If he can't do that, then yes, I think two mature women should be able to do that. But you can't do that when you're posting stuff on social media talking about
Facts.
what he did, and he FaceTime me from your bed. That does, you can't, you're not even.
Yeah, because at that point now you're making it personal. And so
And
now it's
yeah,
between me and you because if you knew that he was doing
right,
that from our house or from, the house that I
right.
share with him, now I got a problem with you.
Right. And I'm telling you that doesn't just happen with celebrities.
No, it
Even
happens
with
in
just
real
small
life all
in real
day.
life. Yeah, go on
Yes,
social media and see
every
the
day.
beefs that women have together. Oh, your husband just DM'd me, or your boyfriend was just at my house the other day. I mean, so it's all of this kind of, where's the respect? And we got to get rid of the ratchetness, just in the way we deal with each other. I mean, if a man makes some really poor decisions, it is what it is. People get weak. They get, they're vulnerable. They're lonely. It happens.
How
But
do
at
you
the end
get
of,
I mean, but you're so yeah, no, it does happen. You're right.
okay.
But these are people because we're coming from regular world. Regular world is not celebrity world.
Okay. So
But
what's the
when
difference?
we well, because when I look at celebrity world, I look at like they got everything. They have all of the resources to be able
And
to be together. They have all of the
so
resources to
you
be
think
able
people
to
cheat because they don't have resources?
I think that people, well, no, that's not why I think people cheat. I think people cheat because I don't know why people cheat, actually.
Okay, so then
That's
tell
a
me
good
what's the difference
question.
between, yeah, so then tell me the difference between celebrities cheating and just regular everyday people cheating. What's the difference? Is there is there
Is
a
there a
difference?
difference?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm choking up on my water because I'm getting excited, baby. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm
Is
trying to figure
there a
out, what is
difference
there a difference?
between, um, I think that they have a lot more opportunities and options than regular
Oh,
people.
oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Oh yeah. I mean, for him to be able to cheat with Lee Daniels' niece. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Your regular hood dude that's got, his chick at the house and three kids, and he's stressed out. If he want to cheat, oh, he might have to go to the strip club down the street to cheat, but he can
right,
find somebody to cheat with. He might
right.
not get a Lee Daniels niece, but he's gonna find the opportunity. There are opportunities out there all day, every day, for any man who's looking. And so I know I saw a podcaster, a female podcaster, saying, "Well, why do we put so much of the onus on the side chick to say, well, no, you're married, I shouldn't
I
do
don't think
this."
it's on the side chick.
It's
Like, I
really
don't
not.
I
It's
don't.
not
I'm
because the
sorry, I've
man made a
never thought it
commitment.
was on
What
the
did you?
side chick.
No, right. The man made the
Never.
commitment. The man made the commitment, and
Facts,
so if you
facts.
weren't ready for that type of commitment that meant monogamy, then
Mhm.
you should not have gone into the relationship. So, like I say, you want to talk about who gonna die alone? I think a lot of these men
A
gonna
lot of
end up
men
dying
are.
alone.
Yeah, no, 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 straight
Exactly.
up. Yeah, no,
No, for
for
real.
but then when I look at it, I'm like, okay, so when it comes to getting remarried, like when
Hmm.
you look at divorce and you look at, like, I was thinking because again, I love my random thoughts.
Hmm.
They literally keep me going. So, so I was like randomly thinking because I was watching Black Love and I saw Faith Jenkins, Judge Faith Jenkins, and Kenny Lattimore. And I don't know if you remember that Kenny Lattimore was, once married to Shantae Moore,
I
the
remember that. Yep.
beautiful Shantae Moore. Like, she's beautiful. Her spirit is just amazing. But she has yet to, she married Kadeem Hardison. She married Kenny Lattimore. They broke
Hmm.
up. And she has yet to be able to find anybody. So to be able to see, so when I saw him with Faith Jenkins on Black Love, it was like, wow, like, so do like men seem to be able to move on, get married again if they want to, like, and it's the women that are not because Shantae Moore has not
Hmm.
yet found someone, as far as
Hmm.
I know. So, and you see that a lot. Like you see that a
Right.
lot where women who have been married to, guys, the guys go on to get remarried
Hmm.
and the women don't. So
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think the
Hmm.
percentage rates are a lot lower for a woman remarrying a second time. And the thing is, I don't want to really speculate about that because everybody's so different. because you don't
Right.
know if there was trauma from the woman's end, the man's end.
Mhm.
I think men
Mhm.
it's a lot easier for them, honestly, just from my opinion. And I am not a psychiatrist. I don't know the statistics. I just think
And
it's
we're
easier
gonna
for a
bring one on.
man.
Let's go ahead and let everybody know. We're going to
Mhm.
have a psychologist on so that we can really unpack some of these issues
Right.
from a real psychological,
Yeah. Because
counseling, therapeutic
I would
perspective.
like to know, because I would like to know if it is easier for men to, really get over, past relationships and just move on to, and I'm not talking about a past relationship and going on to a new girlfriend. I'm talking about going on to a new wife and actually putting a ring on another woman's finger. That's what I want to know, if it's easier. Because I know for me, like I said, I'm currently separated. And so the idea of actually getting remarried is not really something that, I'd like to do it, but I don't know if it's something that I could do, because I know,
Mm.
the issues that I had in my first marriage. And I mean, there's a bit, and it's not like, oh, I was beat or abused. It's just there was some disappointments in what I expected out of my husband, and I didn't get that. And I just don't know if I can go through that again and go through the getting to know someone again. Honestly, if I just want to go have fun again. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Really, I'll be straight
I
up with
like
you.
no,
I
for
just
real,
want to
I
go
get
have
it.
fun. I just want to go have fun. And I mean, take that, interpret that however you, because before I got married, I was never really in a serious long-term relationship. I
I
was a
was gonna
fun girl.
say,
I didn't
yeah,
want to be, I didn't want a husband. I didn't want a boyfriend. I just wanted to have fun. And so
right.
when I met my husband, that was at a time when I was like, okay, I'm 30 years old. It's time to settle down, have kids. So I did that, but it did not meet my expectations. So now I'm like, oh, I don't know about this marriage thing, but oh, I'd love
But
to
we
go have
talked
some
about that.
fun.
We talked about
Yeah,
that earlier. Like
yeah,
it depends on how, because let's get this straight. Women dated differently.
yeah.
Like all of, and I say Gen X because that's where we
Hmm.
are. But Gen X, like we dated, all the different women in Gen X dated differently. Like I remember women who were like in college that were really dating to really date. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like really
Right,
dating to get married.
right.
And the funny part about it is it's like the long-term couples that were in college, they didn't end up getting married. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so it
Hmm.
was like you went through all of that bull crap and
And
you
you
ain't
didn't get
even married
married. You
that
didn't even get
person.
the ring,
That was
girl.
that was
That's what I
crazy.
couldn't do. I could.
Right. So
That was crazy.
that was crazy. So it actually made me very happy about the way I chose to date in college.
Right,
And
right.
it was funny because and I'm trying to see, should I tell this story? Hmm.
Tell it, man. Tell it. Tell it. Just go ahead and tell it,
You
and
know,
get to the punchline, because
get to it,
I know
right, right,
I
right.
know it's a punchline, baby. Get to the
Right, like
punchline.
because everybody can't date the way that I dated or the
Yeah.
way that Shell dated. You know what I'm saying? Like every woman is not built like that, and that's the
Right, right.
point. That
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Right.
So I'm gonna tell the story. And again, I'm in this whole retrograde thing, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure I listen back like, oh God, I
I can't
can't
believe
believe you
I
did
said
that.
that. Right.
Don't care. It is what it is.
Right.
And so damn, good. I forgot the story. Yay!
Oh,
I
good.
wasn't supposed to
Retrograde.
tell it.
Retrograde
Yay!
got shut down. Well, like I
Ah,
said, no, but I
yay!
know what you're saying. You know, me and you've been dogs and homegirls
Yes, yes,
for
yes,
like
yes, yes.
20 plus years, so we know what it is. Like I said, I never wanted a relationship. So in college, in high school, I mean, I had a different guy. For my junior prom, I went to prom with one guy, and then my senior prom, a different guy. I was never in a real long term relationship. I
Right,
just, kind of dated and had fun. I mean, I went to
right,
school in Hampton. I went to school in Carrollton and West Georgia, and I just always had fun. I did not want to be locked down and committed to anyone. It wasn't until, like I said, I hit my 30s where I was like, man, okay, I need to get married. I'm getting older. I don't even know if I can have children. I had never been
hmm,
pregnant or anything like that. So that
I
was
think
more,
we all, yeah,
yeah, that was
most of
my
us too.
driving
Yeah.
force for getting married. I don't, and I got to honestly say, and I'm going to just say it. I don't know that I was really I was truly in love.
Oh
I
no, I
was
don't like to
infatuated.
hear that.
Oh, give me a break,
Cause
man. Man,
I
give
know
me
you
a
did just
break.
tell me to give you
Well,
a
you
break.
was with your dude for like, what, 6 years
20
before y'all
years,
got,
like I don't know.
yeah, before y'all
So
got
so
married. But me
yeah.
and mine, we kicked it and had a ball and a blast, and we used to go to the beach and chill. I was like, oh, this is somebody cool. All right, I can have babies with you. But as far as it's,
I get it. I get
I
it.
was like, oh, I can have some babies with you. But as far as, kind of really knowing him and knowing what his true, um, goals were, they didn't quite line up, because after all of the love and infatuation kind of passed, then it was like, okay, let's get to business, because I've always been an entrepreneurial minded person. And
Right.
we didn't match up on that level, and it became a huge problem, because the thing is, if the finances aren't right, then that's not going to work for me. So that's
Right.
where things kind of disintegrated. But I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm good. Like I said, we're co-parenting, and we're doing the best we can, but I'm still gonna do me regardless.
Right.
But I just don't know if I can see myself married again. I told you, and I always tell you, that if I get married again, it's gonna have to be an older man that hopefully can
Mm-hmm.
still function for a little bit, and then and we just travel and just enjoy
Okay, and the
life
go, Smith.
after my
Okay.
babies. Yeah, after my babies graduate and get out of the house, and they're doing their thing. Find me a nice old, gold silver beard man that's handsome and healthy. Then baby, let's roll, let's
No,
party.
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah, that's me.
And yeah, so I'll go backwards. So
Yeah.
I will tell the story. So, again, like I said, there are not a lot of women that can seriously date the way
Mm-hmm.
that, again, we dated. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
without the expectation of whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
Like it just is what it is. And so I think that that's been, as I look back, that's kind of been a theme over my life. Like it is what it
Yeah.
is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so I remember when I first met my husband, and we were in college or whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
was in college at whatever my college was. And so I remember, I had this friend, and she had a baby at the time, and she was younger than me. She had a baby
Mm-hmm.
at the time and lived with her boyfriend. Like her boyfriend had moved from Atlanta, down to our small college town and lived with her,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And so I had met my husband, which at that time, of course, was just a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I met a guy.
Right.
And so, we had gone out or whatever. We had talked for a while, gone out for whatever. And I had told her kind of like what we were going through, and she didn't say anything to me,
Mm-hmm.
but I found out later, one of our mutual friends was like, yeah, so yeah, she was talking about you, and she was talking about, how long it took before y'all, did the do. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what? Hold
Right.
on now.
Right.
So here's the funny part about it, because she's like, oh, she just couldn't believe this and that and this and that. I'm not going to tell all our business. So it is what
Mm-hmm.
it is. Figure it out. So I saw her, the same girl, and of course, I never confronted her about it, but I
Mm-hmm.
saw the same chick that maybe 10, I don't know, however many years later, 10 years later, I don't know. But I
Mm-hmm.
saw her I was pregnant, and I saw her at the OBGYN office, and we were in the waiting room together.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was like, oh, okay, so I'm pregnant, I'm big. And she's like, oh, because I said, she's like, oh, so, who are you married? And I'm like, yeah, I'm married to the guy that I was dating that I told you
Mm-hmm.
about. Now, of course, she didn't know that I knew what she had said. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Right.
like, yeah, while you were talking about me, I'm
Mm-hmm.
married to this dude. We're having our baby inside of a
Mm-hmm.
marriage.
Right.
And so I was like, oh, so what's going on with you? And, oh boy, oh, this is our third child, and we're not married. Girl,
Mm-hmm.
bye. But you
You
had a
just
nerve to
like
be talking about me. but you took the time to run around and talk about me. You don't
right.
understand how I was dating, boo. You didn't
Right.
understand it. That's on you.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. Thank
But
you.
you know what? You could have learned something if
Right.
had you
Yeah.
listened. But that's okay.
And that's what's so funny, is that people try, like you said, people date differently. And the thing is, and
Huh?
I have to preface my whole story with the fact that I grew up in a single parent home. So it's not like I
Me
saw
too.
a dad and
Right.
what a husband should do. It's just that after I was in the dating scene, had my fun, got tired of it. Then I knew that there was no way I was going to have any kids outside of a marriage, period. It was
Right.
like, that was
Right.
so once, he and I hooked up, it was like, okay, where's the ring? Period. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
dude,
like, well,
you can't. No, I'm at an age where I
listen,
can't wait for a ring. I need the ring now. And and I told you what I wanted. I want a ring. I want kids, and I want us to start a business together.
yeah.
So I got the ring. I got the kids. Just couldn't get the business thing going. And so I had to do the business thing on my own. And as a result, like I said, I was with the man that just couldn't really, who said he was down with that and he could handle it, but wasn't really quite ready to, go where I was trying to go. And so, it is what it is. But like I said, yeah, people are funny how they try to put their, they try to see your future when they
Yeah.
don't even see their own. You know what I mean?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. And see what and what people like, I had all kind of friends. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like I had all kind of friends. So I saw the ways that different cultures,
Hmm.
dated and moved
Right.
about or whatever. One of my friends, I remember, we went to a PWI. We talk about that. I don't know if you know,
Hmm.
listeners, a PWI is a predominantly white institution, college
Hmm.
institution. So we were able to see, like, we were able to kind of get the entire gamut,
Hmm.
and just really see different cultures and how they were living their lives.
Right.
But I remember, like, I like women. Don't give your
Hmm.
man an ultimatum.
Right.
Ultimatums are so stupid. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I remember when my husband and I at that point we dated for like maybe 5.5 years or so.
Hmm.
And so at that point I was like, okay, I'm at a fork in the road in my life. I don't know where you are in your life, but I'm at a
Hmm.
fork in the road in my life. So I didn't give an ultimatum.
Hmm.
I went to him and I said, listen, where are we going with this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where
Right.
are we going with this? Are we going in this? Are we going in the marriage direction? Or are we going to keep dating?
Right.
And that's totally on you. Like, there's no answer that I'm expecting or that
Right.
I want. Like, it's
Hmm.
whatever you're feeling. And
Hmm.
so I said, what this is where I am. And so,
Hmm.
like, what do you want?
Right.
And so, because if you don't want to get married, that is wholly fine with me.
Right.
But just
Right.
understand that we're going to, like, our exclusivity is over
Right.
and I'm going to be dating other people because I have to move on with my life. Like I spent 5.5 years, 6 years, or
Hmm.
whatever in this relationship. And if you don't know what you want at this point, then it's no problem. It's no hard
Right.
feelings. It's nothing.
Hmm.
We can still go out on dates, actually. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We can
Right.
still be
But just
friends.
know
But
that I'm going
understand
to
that you ain't gonna
be
be the only one. That's not an ultimatum. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
It's
And so
really not right.
at that point, he had to make a decision
Yeah.
about what direction he wanted his life to go in.
Right. Right.
Because, like I said, there are no hard feelings. Please
Exactly.
understand, I'm not hard up for no man. So if
Right.
you want to stay with me, then this is the
Right.
trajectory that I see.
Right.
And if you don't, then there's another path that I can take.
It,
Either way.
Thank you. So quit telling women that they're not the prize, because the thing is, you gave him a choice. Same way I gave I didn't give him an ultimatum. I just let him know what I wanted at that time, and if you could not deliver it, then just say that so that I can go on to someone that will. Period.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
everybody has the right to want what they want, and so
Yes.
you tell people what you want. You tell that man or whatever kind of relationship you're in. That's your business. You tell them what you want, and if they can't give that to you, then you do have to move on, so you're not stagnant and staying somewhere that you don't want to be, because all it's going to do is make you miserable. Because I would have been miserable if he
Yes.
said, you know what, Michelle, no, I'm not feeling this, I'm not ready for marriage. Then okay, well, peace.
Peace out.
I mean, and like you said, we still could have had fun, hung out, and date, but just know that I'm still going to be looking for other options, because I know what I want right now in
Right.
my life. What
Right.
you didn't catch me at age 25 when I didn't want any of that
Right.
family and kids. If you had caught me
Right.
then, we could have
Cause
kicked it
yeah, no,
forever.
cause we're
But
yeah, I'm
nah,
we,
bro.
we
Yeah,
dated alike. I
yeah,
didn't, and I always, say I dated like a man. Like I
yeah.
was not trying to. Yeah, I remember this dude,
Mhm.
like early on in our, like, maybe a month,
Yeah.
was like, we went to this game, like we went to this baseball game. And before we went to the game, he like stopped by his mom's house. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to meet your mom. Like, what the,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Too
Like,
soon. Right.
it's
Too
so
soon.
much.
Right.
It's too much. So I like, yeah, I get it. Like, I
Yeah.
get that. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
No, but no, just saying that, like you said, dating like a man.
You
And
just
so it's
dated,
like,
like you're
yeah,
just
and
dating. You're figuring
yeah,
out what you like. You're figuring out
right.
what you
And quick,
don't like,
yeah.
what you want to deal with. You know, like what you want in from a relationship or out
Hmm.
of a relationship. What you feel most comfortable in. You
Right.
know, and
And
I
quit
mean,
telling women that they can't, that everything, like I say, they talk about this whole modern woman thing. Well, no, the modern woman thing is real because women have options and choices too. It's
bingo.
not, yeah. If you're telling me that you're going to make me a traditional woman where I don't have to work and you want me to stay home barefoot, pregnant, and cleaning up, you can't afford to do that. You know what I mean? Show me the man that can afford to keep me home barefoot,
And I
pregnant.
don't even want to do that. Like,
I wouldn't do that
let me
anyway.
tell
That just
you,
wouldn't be me. I would
I
be a
have
miserable
been
wife. I would be a very miserable
listen,
wife if you
I
tried to
have
do
been
that to me.
home for at this
Mhm.
point, 2020 is like 2020 is just a
Yeah.
wrap. Like it never
Yeah.
happened. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like a whole illusion.
Hmm.
But from February 2019, and I worked for a little while, but like the leisure life is not for
Hmm.
me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't understand all these women saying they don't want to work.
Well, I like what we're doing because I consider
Yeah, because
this
the
work.
leisure life, like
Yeah.
not doing anything,
Mm.
that
Is
sugar
it,
honey
and
iced tea
I'm not
sucks.
knocking anybody who does that. If that's
No,
you,
because
then
that's what
baby,
you do. But then you
then
have,
right.
I'm not one that like I see these moms that are like, and I don't know, maybe it's when my kids were younger, we were so much more into the fun activities and the crafts and
Hmm.
doing, but now that
Right.
they're older and they're in their own little world,
You're right.
I'm just like, oh my God, I feel like the lonely kid.
Right.
Zaire said the other day, didn't get picked for dodgeball.
Right.
I'm just
Right.
like, what is going on with my life right now?
Right.
But I mean, yeah, we're at that age, or
Yeah.
my kids are at that age where they're not really that studying me,
Hmm.
and
Right.
we have our adventures or whatever, but on an everyday basis, they're not trying to hang out with me and watch TV with me all the time.
Right.
I wish they were younger so that they would, but they're not. So
Hmm.
yeah, I gotta find stuff to do.
Right.
This podcast, I love.
I love it too.
I
And
love.
and to that end, we're gonna continue this conversation offline.
Yes.
If you're just joining us or if you are just we were just talking about this whole Carmelo Anthony and Lala thing, and it's just indicative of just what goes on in a lot of relationships. It's just one type of relationship, and so we like to come on and discuss. Stacey's my homegirl, and we could go on for hours if we wanted
We
to, as you
could.
can
Yeah.
tell, because I see that we have a couple of people that popped in on the podcast while we
Yeah.
were going live. So this is what we do. And so we will continue this with the next topic. And who knows what it'll be, but join us,
No.
man. We like to talk
Yeah.
about topics and relationships and love in the community. We're doing it for the culture, and we're all about just kind of, leave your comments. Let us know what relationships are for you. What are you looking for? What have you experienced? And if you have any comments about this particular topic, please drop it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Wait, I got a comment that just popped up because I was about to shut it down.
Well, let's see what
Who
the
is
comment
that?
is.
Oh,
We
wait,
we
wait.
want to
Let me show
know.
it. Let me show it. Oh,
Show
look
it,
at the
show it, show
name.
it.
Look at the name.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you. That's my husband.
thank you. Well,
Thank
thank
you
you,
very much,
Los.
Carlos.
Thank you, Los, for joining in, bruh.
Yes, thank you. No,
Appreciate the
it's
love.
yeah.
Appreciate the love,
Thank you so
man.
much. Thanks,
Well,
babe.
like I said, this has been Raindrop Combos. And don't forget, like I said, we're all about the love, man. Check out our website, raindropcombos.com. Share your results. Check out the What's Your Love Language quiz. I think it's so cool to take that quiz. It's like 5 questions. It only takes a few minutes. And you get your results instantly. So you know what your love language is. Because I feel like, in these relationships, maybe these people don't really know what their love language is.
I was
What's the
gonna say that.
problem?
Let me say
What's the
this.
deal?
Let me say this. Men, and I'm talking straight to the men that have women at home, that have good women at home. Treat that woman like a queen
Mm,
Stop treating her like an option.
mm.
Okay? Because let me tell you, take yourself out into this dating market if you want to
Ooh,
and watch and see what your options really look like.
it's rough.
Because we see these women nowadays, they ain't built like the women that you got at home. They're not built like that. They want you for your money, and that's it.
All
At
right, and
least
that's it.
the women from the old school, the women that you got now, and even some of the younger generation, because we
Yeah,
heard from Zaire, and her friends.
right.
But go with the woman that wants you for you.
Hmm.
Praise and pour into that woman that wants you for you and that wants to see you be the best you. Not because of what you can do for her, but because she genuinely wants to see you be your best you. And that's what you should want for her. Stop thinking that these thoughts, because they show their, behinds on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever the hell is out there, because they're showing you their behind, like that right there is the indication that they're lacking already.
Right.
The fact that they think that they need to show, their bodies before they show their minds tells you exactly what they're about.
Right.
Take care of home men that have good women. Take care of home. Stop thinking that these thoughts are better. Yeah, they good for one night. They good for 2 nights. They may be, but baby, ain't nothing like a real woman at home that got your back. Period. I need y'all to remember that, man. We love you, black men.
Love you, black man. And I hope everybody heard us. So, again, don't forget to join us on the next podcast. Go to raindropconvos.com to check out the past broadcasts and
Yes.
uploads. We are coming on here, what, like 2-3 days a week? Man, we just love
Yeah,
doing
maybe
this.
4. Like maybe
Yeah,
more.
it just
We
depends
love
on how
this.
we feel. Yeah, it just depends on how we feel. We see something
Yes.
going on, and it's plenty to talk about. So, again, appreciate you joining us. This has been Raindrop Combos and your girl Michelle.
And Stacy, and let me just say, Carmelo, you messed up.
Dude, you blew it, man. You dropped the
you,
ball on
you
this one.
fumbled the
What they
bag.
say? The only ring he could have got, he just lost because he
you
didn't.
fumbled the bag.
I don't think the man got a
Because
ring when he was
Lala
playing
is a
basketball.
bag.
Yeah,
Thank you. Because she from Redan. So there you
he
go.
blew it. He blew it.
He
Oh
blew
well.
it.
Better luck
Lala,
next time,
we
bro.
love you, baby. Go
Better
ahead.
luck.
Do you. Go get you a real high value man and be happy. There you
Better
go.
luck next time, Mellow.
We
Bye
love
bye,
you, boo
y'all.
boo. We love you, Lala.
Bye bye.
Bye, Carmelo.